Have you ever known a funny acting person? Some of you probably knew right off the bat what I was talking about when I say funny acting. That is an individual that comes off as being maybe genuine to you in the beginning of your introduction to them, or maybe after you've known them for a while. But then all of a sudden they start flipping on you, to use a term that most people refer to. You flipped on me. You've changed. You're not the same. Flipping just simply means that you are not consistently the person that you appeared to be in the very beginning. You're funny acting. Have you ever encountered this or a person like this? Funny acting people. Well, I have throughout my life. Even in relationships, I have. Not to mention, you know, people who say that they're your friends or come off as your friends. Well, when you're in business, as I am, you come across a lot of types of personalities and characters. You do. And people, I've noticed over the years, when they see who you are, who you truly are, at some point you find out who they truly are. But you have to keep a certain type of decorum when you're around these people. And it's not that you're being funny yourself. It's not that you're treating them in a bad way, but you have to maintain your composure, because these people oftentimes don't wish you well, because many of them that come around you, unfortunately, and I'm not beating up on black folks, but this is the community I serve most of the time. But unfortunately, it's pretty common with black folks, and it's also common with poor working white folks as well. So no one can just say that I'm talking about blacks only. But you know what? I'm talking to intelligent people. Hopefully intelligent people are listening to me right now, and people who use critical thinking, I would hope. So funny acting people. Here, over the past couple years, I've grown to know many people in my community, and for the most part, they love me as a person, as a business owner. Just period. That's simple, cut and dry. But there's always a remnant of that group that acts funny. Sometimes people feel like they are entitled, or should be entitled, even though they don't verbally say it to you. But they feel like they're entitled simply because they know you. They know you as a business owner. They know you as a person who's very well known in the community and other places. And after a while, that jealousy, if you will, leaks out. And they try to mask it. And as I said again, there's a certain decorum. There's a certain approach that you have to use with these types of individuals. And I'm not saying this in a condescending way, but I'm saying these types of people. Because, listen, ladies and gentlemen, there are all types of characters or people in our society. And they span the gamut. From the most brutish, filthiest, unkind, savage, tasteless, unconcerned, non-empathetic individuals on the bottom, and even though there's some of those in the middle and on the upper echelon as well, but all the way up into people who really are in a good station in life, economically, job, career, and so forth. But we bump into these people. You have no choice because they are amongst us in our society. So, cutting right to the chase, there's an individual, I'm just going to say this, he's not the only individual, but there's an individual that would always come around me for good conversation. We talk about things that's going on in the world and health, or his health, and even some personal issues that he was dealing with someone that he knows. And I'm not going to beat a dead horse and keep on driving this in, but I'm just going to get to the point. Uh, but he was always coming to see me and always saying hello and hanging out with me for a few minutes, and we talk and so forth. But now, not today, but here in recent months, several months actually, he's disengaged from me. And let me say this, I am the same person. My character is the same character from when I was a child. I don't change. I don't. I believe in being who you are forever. Unless you come from a rough spot in your life and you are a bad, distasteful individual and you've gotten better, understood. But I don't think a good person should turn into a bad person. But for the most part, when we're younger, our personality, who we are, should be formed already. At least by the ages of 7, 8, 9, 10, who you are is already defined. And so as you age, you're just going to become an older version of what you were as a child. So sometimes, and oftentimes, we don't see people's true colors immediately. But really, those of us who are seasoned, who have been around for a while, and who have experienced life extensively, and many things in life, and paid attention, we see the difference. We see the subtleties. And I saw this individual has changed. They don't come around ever anymore as I'm speaking. They haven't been in my store since last year, actually. Haven't been in my store. Now I bumped into them at the gas station, convenience store, and so forth. And once they make eye contact, hey, hi teacher, how you doing? And they walk away. Not even a conversation anymore. And they've driven past me on the street, and they are avoiding me. So I noticed something about this person a long time ago, but I never said anything about it because it's not my job to point out things that I see to somebody because of not my fear, but me just being cautious, because everybody doesn't take they don't take critique, constructive criticism very well at all. And this is not a person that would, if I told them about themselves in a kind and loving way. So they changed. And I saw them earlier today, and we were standing in the same convenience store, and they were buying gas, and they saw me standing not 6 feet from them, kind of glimpsed in my direction, and they got their gas and walked out. Didn't even say hi. It used to not be that way. So what happened with this person? Do they think that I said something about them, maybe, and it got back to them, and now they're holding a grudge? Or is it something that I represent that maybe you don't represent? Maybe it's something that I said in a conversation that we've had in time past that I'm not aware of, that rubbed you the wrong way. First of all, I will not intentionally do any harm to anyone, verbally or otherwise. Not intentionally. So sometimes people just can't take the truth, even when it's done discreetly and subtle. I've come to find that it's true. Very true. And this is one of those individuals. So my question is, and it's rhetorical, you can answer this. When do people grow up? Honestly. When do you, the man or woman that say that you are an adult, actually grow up? Where words, especially the truth, is something that you embrace it. And if it benefits you, you take it and you use it and apply it as such, a benefit. As opposed to holding a grudge and being angry and bitter with someone because they're in a certain station in life or a certain position in life and you feel less than them. That's really what it boils down to. You feel less than them. But you know what? Your self-esteem is simply that. It's your self-esteem. I can't tell you how to feel, and I can't make you feel a certain way or be a certain way if that's not who you are. You know you, and you know what you represent. Now, this might rub you the wrong way, but I don't intend it this way. But listen to me very carefully, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to say to you. There are some of us in our society that are at different places in life, and forget the economics, as far as our character, and other people have not met the grade. They have not. They're nowhere near you. They're not in the stratosphere. They're nowhere. They can't even walk in your shadow. And I'm not bragging. I'm just simply saying some of us have accomplished some great feats in life outside of materialism in terms of character. And we represent the thing. And other folks, when they come around you or they come around that light that shines from you, they're intimidated by it. Even though you might have some things in common, you kick it, you shoot the breeze, you laugh a little bit, but they know inwardly that they can't compare to the values that you have as a human being. And in some sense in their mind, it sort of outshadows who they are and makes them feel inferior to you, but they don't want to say it and can't articulate to you how they feel, but that it's a thing on the inside of them that's eating them up on the inside. Who does he think he is? Or who does she think she is? Being so good at what they do, or being popular, or being someone that people run to when they have problems and things like this. And look at me. And I say again, I can't teach you and I can't make you love yourself. This is deep what I'm saying. Your love for yourself, regardless of what you experienced in your childhood and with your family or lack thereof, or in your life in general, relationships bad or what have you, that's not my problem. We've all experienced hardships in life. We've all come hard ways and tough roads in life and had obstacles. You're no different than the next man. You just have a different set of problems or issues. We all have our own issues. So just because you cannot cope with your own situation, with your own life and your own view or perspective of who you are, don't take it out on the next man or woman. It's that simple. Now, these are words to live by that I'm giving you. These are words of wisdom. They are. Because they can make you into a very loving individual and a very well-respected individual, or they can make people hate you. Your situation. Don't forget, your issues and your problems and your burdens are your own, because everybody else has their own as well. You must learn how to deal with life face to face, not evade it, not pretend that it doesn't exist, because eventually it's going to come and it's going to expose you and it's going to crush you, and you'll find out who you really are. So I just wanted to share that with you. So if there's someone in your life or someone that you've met, friends or associates, co-workers, bosses, or whoever, even family members who act funny around you, walk very carefully around those individuals. And you can still have love and respect for them. Don't treat them any different. Still be who you are, kind, considerate, empathetic when you have to, and even sympathetic when you have to. But don't drop to their level. Be who you are. Let them measure up to life. Let them do that on their own. But let me tell you, sometimes in our distancing, it could come to the conclusion where you'll lose a friend or what you thought was a friend. But guess what? It's well worth the peace of mind. And it's called life. So don't allow people's lack of character. Don't allow people who have a problem with themselves and their own self-esteem and self-worth. Don't allow them to make you feel less. Be who you are, regardless of how they are. There's no compromise. So continue to do what you're doing. Continue to push for excellence in your own life, and let them do themselves. This is Brother Teacher. Please comment on this subject. It's important.